Hi, I'm Euge Valovirta, and this one is about FRIEDMAN's little sister 20-watt tube amplifier. Let's listen a song first I wrote specifically for this video with and inspired by this amp, then we'll continue like usual. Rock and roll. A little bit noodling without and with Bass SD1. So yeah, the song, I just doubled the ride rhythm guitar afterward with the exact same sound and the exact same setup. So first the signal chain and gear. This is my Gibson Standard from Les Paul Standard, as you can see, from '89 with Slash Alnica 2 Pro pickup set. All hardware I've changed to Godo. They are better than the original. And then the frets are stainless steel jumbo frets. Then into the pedal board, where I used the SD1 only on the solo. All the rhythm guitars, the rest of the song was just the amp. And then from the pedal board it goes to KHE Audio Electronics amp switcher, and then into, well, all of these amps, but I'm gonna use the FRIEDMAN obviously, and then I'm gonna compare it briefly to the Plexi, because they are very similar but still different. Back to KHE. From KHE it goes to my Marshall cabinet. They're both always on, and on this one I'm miking a Celestion Creamback M65 speaker, which is inside the BX cabinet with a single Sennheiser E906, and then it goes to Warm Audio's WA412 mic pre into audio interface, which is Steinberg AXR40, then into Logic. So that's the chain. First, let's go through the specs. I need to cheat a little bit because I borrowed this amp just from a great Swiss music store called Musics. Thank you again for letting me borrow this. So features: 20 watt cathode biased amp, 2 EL84 power tubes, a smaller version of EL34s, 3 12AX7 preamp tubes, master volume and gain controls. Well, obviously there's a master, unlike on a Marshall Plexi, which makes it a bit more versatile and usable in many different situations. Bass middle treble, EQ, no presence knob, B switch, which is a bright and tight, effect loop, and S switch. It's a three-way switch. So there's your basic, then a bit more gain, and even more gain you can have. And well, actually, yeah, the combo version of this comes with the Celestion 16-0 12-inch G12 M65 greenback, which I'm using now. So what you hear now with this head is basically what you would hear with the combo mic with the Sennheiser E906. Obviously the combo would small a little bit smaller since it's 1x12, because not only the speaker affects the tone, but the housing that the speaker is, and in my case it's a big 4x12 Marshall cabinet, but really close. That was a coincidence, because I tried with mine, because I have several different speakers, Marshall vintages, Celestion V30s, and kind of the same. Marshall is a little warmer. I have greenbacks, then I have a creamback 75, and I found it that I like the 65 greenback with this the most, which they have here. Cool. So I guess I have a similar taste than Dave Friedman then. All right. Yeah, that's about it. Effect loop, I'm not gonna use that because I always not interested in that. It is whatever it is, and in the studio I always add reverbs and delays or whatnot, post effects afterwards, and live, who cares if you want. Nobody's gonna hear the quality of the effect loop in a live situation because it's coming from the PA full blast. If you want to put a delay there, any effect loop works just fine. All right, let's get into it. So let me tweak the knob. So this is the sound, what you also hear in the mix. So everything is pretty much 6, except the treble is 7, master is 8. Well, gain is here above 6, and I have the upper gain switch, which has the most gain, and this was, I can't remember if this was bright or tight, probably bright. Okay, well, no effects, nothing. Let's start tweaking the control. So first, the bass. Where it kind of opens and you lose the real. So 6. Okay, mix. The mid is quite similar than the Plexi. It's very wide Q and quite smooth. It doesn't sound boxy or really scooped. No matter where you turn, it's a little bit shavy. The bass is a bit more effective than on a Plexi. I will compare it soon. Treble. This is very much like on a Plexi. Actually, all these tone controls, they're just kind of wide cues where the amp sounds, or it sounds whatever sound it gets, how you play, but the tone stack is quite smooth, and you can do small minor tweaks. Doesn't really matter that much where they are, because it sounds great. And if play great, and then you just shape it a little bit. The master volume is obviously a volume, but after a certain point you start to also overdrive those power tubes a little bit, which I'm doing now. You hear that? Zzz. That. So after 6 you start to get also the power tube mojo. I think I had it somewhere, you know, here below 8. Then the gain. Very Plexi-like, so you know the gain you obviously you distort, or the preamp tubes overdrive, but also because I have the master so high, so the kind of the gate from preamp to master is almost widely open. The more you add the preamp gain, which is basically input volume, you know, this doesn't create any gain. This is like on my 800, it's labeled preamp, so it's just how loud you hit the first preamp tubes. The more louder you hit, the more they distort. So it should, you know, many label it gain, some label it just the preamp volume. Okay, then let's check out the where it goes. Yeah, there it starts you. So yeah, here above 6. Okay, let's check out the gain switch. So this is center. We're kind of on a basic Plexi gain levels here. It adds a bit more also the upper. Most, it starts to compress. The reason I use that because it almost felt like, you know, hitting that with an overdrive, so it compresses a little bit. I just like the feel the most, because obviously if I put this to middle, which is the kind of the most open, crank the gain, I can get a lot, but I like the feel of this upper position. And then just back the gain, but the feel is kind of this. Almost like having an overdrive or slight compression, you know. Okay, then this B switch. It adds a slight brightness, but it's not like really high frequency brightness. It's more like to me it's almost like more mids or upper mids, like 2-3K. Very like, you know, it doesn't do much, but I guess if you would have more, yeah, with more gain you hear, so that's a little bit of brightness, almost like a presence on and off control kind of. Okay, that's cool. Let's see, can we get like what kind of clean tones? Let's add chorus. This nice, like, slight amount of that tube thing in there. Okay, let's see if I have it here on the full gain upper position and gain at 6, how it cleans with when I roll down the volume. Chorus off. pretty nice. It's kind of like a Plexi. Okay, that's that. And let me just show you how it works with SD1. A little bit less gain from here, so now it's 4, then SD. Again, feel it compress is too much when it's upper. Let's have it center. Just tightens and thickens the tone. I actually like this amp because this is like a more vintage 60s, 70s. So basically I would use this without SD because it just, to me, sounds, because I'm not trying to achieve a metal sound from this one. So SD or whatever overdrive I would use just for leads. Narrow the frequency band a little bit, add some low cut and mid boost so it cuts through better. Okay, let's have it here where I have it. No SD, no effects. Let's compare it to Plexi. I probably need to level match this because this is a 50-watt amp and it's on the preamp, but it's still like 3 times louder. So first the Friedman. It's barely open because, you know, Plexi, so no master volume, so you can't really, you just add more gain and more volume the more you dial. And after some point you just add more gain because the power tubes are already maxed. But it's it's quite a bit smoother than Marshall, like Friedman's in general. I've found out. Conclusion: a great amp in a Plexi style, a bit smoother, like you heard, like Marshall. So if you find that Marshalls are a bit too upper mid heavy and too like aggressive, Friedman is a great option for that British Marshall sound, but just smoother. It's all about personal preferences. Myself, I prefer more Marshalls. Well, that's the reason I have many Marshalls and I don't have Friedmans. They're great amps, don't get me wrong. I've used the original B and the Dirty Shirley on my first solo album, Easy Does It. To that it worked great, but I kind of like more of the Marshall's upper mid bite, but this is really great. I enjoy playing with this amp, and I'm sure you will too if you're on the market for that 60s, 70s classic rock, modded classic rock sound, because you can get a lot of gain out from this and a little bit smoother than Marshall's. But in my opinion, another great amplifier from Friedman. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you found this interesting and informative. Links, like I said, in the description below to music's website, web store, and also to Friedman's site for more information. Until next time, take care. Bye.